Introducing the Brother SE600, the two-in-one sewing and embroidery machine designed to fuel your creative projects for years to come. Get more control with the So Smart Color LCD touchscreen display. Easily position your embroidery designs with just a touch of your finger. Preview thread color changes and immediately see the results on screen before stitching. Get more space to view your designs and perform on-screen edits. And get started quickly with built-in tutorials that provide on-screen sewing assistance. Jumpstart your embroidery projects with 80 high-quality built-in embroidery designs, including new applique designs and 6 built-in embroidery fonts, plus access to iBroidery.com, where you'll find thousands of ready-to-use designs, and all of them can be easily imported using the onboard USB port. Think big with an even larger workspace. Explore endless creative options with 103 built-in sewing stitches, including 10 styles of buttonholes, 7 sewing feet for zigzag, monogramming, overcasting, zippers, and more. Plus advanced features like an automatic needle threading, variable speed control, and programmable needle up-down. So bring your creative sewing and embroidery visions to life with the Brother SE600 2-in-1 sewing and embroidery machine.
The Brother LX3817 makes it so easy to bring out your creative abilities, and at an affordable price. Let's get sewing. Choose from 17 different stitches. Four sewing feet to create clothes, costumes, accessories, crafts, home decor, and so much more. Zigzag foot for everyday sewing. Add a buttonhole, buttons, or a zipper to your project. Sew cuffs and sleeves with the free arm, and setting up is a breeze. There's everything you need to get started. Just add fabric and thread and let your imagination run wild. All so fun, all so easy, all so affordable.
Welcome to the owner's class video for the Singer Simple 3232 sewing machine. In this video, we're going to go over what you need to know to get started, such as winding a bobbin, threading the needle, selecting a stitch, changing the needle, and more. Let's start by taking a tour of the machine. The first thing we're going to do is plug in the machine and turn it on. And you'll know the machine is on when the light comes on. On the side we have the hand wheel. On the top we have the bobbin winding stopper and bobbin winding spindle, the carry handle, the spool pin where we'll put our thread when we thread the machine, the stitch width dial to adjust the width of our stitches, the tension dial to fine-tune the look of our stitches, the bobbin winding tension disc, a metal threading guide, another metal guide, the take-up lever, which will be really important when we thread the machine. On the front, we have the reverse lever, the stitch length dial, and the stitch selector dial. Down by our needle, we have the built-in needle threader, the needle, the all-purpose foot, and behind the all-purpose foot, we have the presser foot lifter, which raises and lowers our presser foot. When we remove the accessory tray, we expose the free arm of the machine. And when we open the door, we have accessories inside. In this pouch, we have some essentials like needles, extra bobbins, a spool cap, and some additional presser feet, as well as a buttonhole foot. Let's take a look at some of those extra presser feet that come with our machine. In addition to the all-purpose foot that's already on your machine, you get the buttonhole foot for making buttonholes, the button sewing foot for sewing on buttons, and the zipper foot, used for inserting zippers into your projects, but it can also be used for piping. Now let's wind a bobbin.
Quality sewing operation is changed by the next generation sewing system. Creation of sewing through digitalization. Until recently, sewing machines have been adjusted by human operators based on personal hunches and experiences. Now, with Juki's digital sewing system, DDL9000C, sewing machine adjustments are fully digitalized. The world's first digital up and down feed drive. The feed locus can be adjusted as desired to effectively prevent uneven material feed and seam puckering. The outcome, seams of high quality. The system also reduces the length of remnant thread after thread trimming to only 3 mm or less by lowering the feed dog. DDL9000C is the first lock-stitch machine ever to adopt Juki's reputable computer-controlled active tension and active presser. These features guarantee consistent and uniform seams. On multi-layered sections of material, the sensor detects changes in material thickness and automatically adjusts to the optimal combination of settings for the feed locus, presser foot pressure, and needle thread tension. Potential problems such as clogged stitch and stitch looseness no longer occur. An eye-friendly, easy-to-operate 4.3-inch color LCD touch panel serves as the operation panel. Sewing data is saved in files in memory. Every setting saved can be instantly reproduced. Now, let me explain how to use the digital sewing system by showing an example of a shop that recently started to use DDL9000C. The operator here is sewing a jacket of heavy fabric, and the supervisor is adjusting the sewing machine to prepare for the next sewing item, a light fabric blouse. Data on the settings for basic patterns and feed loci have already been factory set for DDL9000C. The operator only needs to select the optimal settings and feed locus according to the fabric properties. Now, let's change the item from the jacket to the blouse. The supervisor uses her tablet to transfer the data to the operator's sewing machine to sew the blouse. The adjustment of the settings on the sewing machine is now instantly completed. In order to achieve the ideal conditions for lightweight fabric, the needle thread tension has been loosened, the feed locus has been changed, the feed dog has been slightly lowered, and the presser foot pressure has been slightly decreased. Here are two garment bodies of a blouse. One was sewn with the settings for a jacket, and the other was sewn with the settings for a blouse. You can find seam puckering and unevenly fed portions on the garment body before adjusting to the blouse. Many stitching failures are caused by an improper feed dog height and feed locus. These settings are so difficult to adjust manually, so operators and supervisors try to improve the seam quality by adjusting the thread tension and presser foot pressure. DDL9000C allows the operator to select the feed locus and digitally control the feed dog motion. Now everyone can produce seams that perfectly match the sewing material with a few touches of the operation panel. In most cases, the operator adjusts the needle thread tension and presser foot pressure manually based on hunches and experience. This digital sewing system settings allows anyone to instantly achieve the optimal sewing conditions. Active presser function changes the presser foot pressure to suit the properties of the sewing material. The function can be programmed, for example, to reduce irregular stitches when sewing at higher sewing speeds, or to feed multi-layered sections of material more smoothly. This is a big step forward in the quest for perfect seam quality. Now, let's take a look at sewing the lining. Frequently used settings for fabrics can be saved in files. To complete the adjustments, the operator simply touches the file number on the touch panel display. Now, we've seen what the digital sewing system can do. An operator can make just the right settings with a simple touch of the operation panel. Any machine can be instantly adjusted to produce superb seam quality. Creation of sewing with the digital sewing system. DDL 9000C can create sewing to various fabrics. Sewing knowledge gained in shops, saved as digital data, can be succeeded to next generations with IoT and be used globally.
Looking for a go-to machine for mending and simple repairs? Or simply looking to replace your old machine with an updated beauty? Look no further than Brothers JX 2517. Perfect even for beginners. The 17 built-in stitches include stitches for simple repairs and everyday sewing, stretch stitches, sewing in elastic, even a blind hem stitch for sewing neat hems, with straight, zigzag, and satin stitches perfect for both applique and repairs. Selecting your stitch is as easy as turning a dial. We've also included an automatic 4-step buttonhole. You also get 4 quick change sewing feet, a tremendous value. It's incredibly easy to change feet. Enjoy the flatbed, free arm convertible sewing surface and convenient place to store your accessories. And the quick set top drop-in bobbin. Lightweight yet full size and perfect to take along when joining in charity sewing events. The LEDs give you a super bright work area to see details. You'll love how easy the instructions are to follow with a DVD to get you started. In summary, this lightweight yet full-size sewing machine gives you all you need for your everyday sewing and mending needs, including 17 built-in stitches, a 4-step buttonhole, 4 sewing feet, and brother support you can count on.